Well, you have your test material, and we're planning on running it. It's the two sets in the unit right here. This is a GSL 180/430. It's a 5.5 horsepower motor on it. What we did is we put in a 4mm screen on it, just so you can see a really good particle size with it. What some people use with this, the products you have, depending on the volume we're trying to get through, is this unit right here, which is a GSL 300/400. It's a bigger unit, 10 horsepower motor on it, and it has an integrated blower system which will go into a Gaylord. And the reason for this is some folks just want to be able to take handfuls of this and just drop it in complete, and this unit is much more capable of handling it. And this unit will get you, with your material, over say 240 pounds an hour out of it. And this one you're going to be running about 160 pounds out of this unit, so it's a little bit different. They both work really well on it for other customers who basically process somewhat the same material. So I'm going to turn off the video, and then I'm going to start the units up, and then I'll start running the test. I'm going to run the white first just to show you how it goes through, and then we'll clean out the white, and then we'll run the brown here. To turn on this unit's fairly simple. The first is to press the blue button here, which makes sure the safeties are engaged, and then just press that, which gets it going. I'm going to show you what a rotor looks like as it goes through. So it's a fairly simple cutting system we have on this unit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the material in, and I'll just kind of stretch it in there for you, and then we'll see how she processes as she goes through. The machine has no real problem with this material. It's soft material, and again, we're using a 4mm screen, so you get a nice particle size out of it. And the critical thing is to see if we build up any heat, and I'll check that right when it's through processing. But we threw in all the white that you had all at once, and she's going through without any real issues. Most folks who have this white, they'll actually go with a 6mm screen, not the 4 that we have in there. And the only time they'll use the 4 is on your brown here, because it's so much thinner, just to make sure it doesn't sneak through the holes on it. So she's processing through, and then this is what she looks like back here. She's starting to come in through the container on it. So I'm going to turn off the video, let it process for about a couple minutes, and then I'll show you the particle size. All right, here's your material. Again, this is with a 4mm screen. No heat. So that's a good sign, because it's processed pretty small because of the size of the screen we used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to box this up, and we'll send the test material back to you. All right, we're going to run your test. I took it out of, it was in a cardboard kind of holder, and so here's the test. And the benefit of the machines is that with this, I'm going to have to kind of break it in half and put it through the GSL 180/430. But if you use the GSL 300/400, you just drop this whole thing in there. You'd have no problem chewing it up. I just have to be a little less aggressive with the smaller unit here, in that it's a 5.5 horsepower, and this is, you can see it's clearly larger. It's a 10 horsepower unit, but I have no problem doing a roll like this. So I'm going to do is turn this machine on. She's on. And I'm just going to start feeding the material into here. And I'm going to basically kind of put her in half, and then she'll pull through, but it won't have any problem. The unit won't have any problem processing what we're doing here. So I'm going to open it up a bit and have it run halfway through, and then she'll start grabbing it and gobbling it through. Even that roll, no problem at all. It took Wow, it went through it fast to go through, and if you can see, it's how it's dissipating quicker in the bin than the white because of the thin nature of it. You just cutting it, it'll go through the holes much easier as opposed to the white, which is a larger piece. So that roll had no problem at all processing, and then here it is coming out. You gotta see it falling in down there as it goes through. So I'm gonna let it go for a couple minutes. It'll process all the way through, and then I'll take a picture of the material for you. Here's the material. Again, no heat buildup on this. And this is again with a 4mm screen. Turned out real nice. This material with a 4mm screen, and it gobbled through that whole roll in like 3-4 minutes. So you take whatever product you got on it. So what I'll do is I will bag this up and we'll send it off to you for your review.